Welcome. Yeah, welcome back for a Monday night show.
Oh, goodness.
Podcasting under the influence. Are you under the influence?
Yes, I am.
Influence of love.
We'll call it that. It might be a little lust too.
Welcome everybody. I saw we have who's in. We got Troy in.
We got Troy. I love Troy.
We got Jacob in. We have Shauna Kana in. We have Kike in.
Did you say? Oh yeah, Kike.
This is Donahue.
I'm keeping up.
We got Paul in. Welcome, Paul. We have, who else did I see in? Cara Shea is in.
Shea, that's my girl.
We have Will. Will's hella heat, hot pocket himself. We have Greg, ripping reptiles. Let's see. We got Jeremy in. Welcome, Jeremy.
Charlie's in.
Charlie's in. We have. Okay, Ashley, you said. We got Miss Tammy is in. We got Strictly Strange Snakes. Welcome. We got Kurtwood is in. We have Alan. Are you keeping up?
I'm trying. Kyle.
Do you know who Alan is? That's our sponsor.
Yes, that's our sponsor.
You know, and we have another sponsor now too, and he is in, and that's Charlie with Gray Rider. We will talk about that a little later on. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Alan.
We got to get our butts in gear.
I know. We got Don. We got Kyle.
Hey, Don.
I
said hi to Kyle.
You said hi to Kyle already?
I did. They're Big D.
We're Big D's in. Big D, Big D, Big D.
Ooh, Big D.
We got Sammy is in.
Patrick's in. Are we good? Did we get it?
Yeah, that's it right now. We got 22 for the first couple minutes. Running through, seeing who was in. We got 22 people. Love you guys.
That's because they didn't see us dancing.
Well, what's your ending?
You tell me I can't dance. What?
Keep doing what you love, loving what you do.
We'll be right here loving what we do and doing what we love. You got me all confused. Don't be doing that.
Good night, all. Oh, this should be a great show.
They're like, okay, we're done with y'all.
Tonight we have a great guest. Metallica.
I get 50 bonus points.
Yes. We have a great guest.
We do. We got
Jerald with a J from Forward Motion Reptiles. Welcome, brother. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How's it going?
Did you see that I tried to do something clever when I posted that?
When you posted what?
What was going to be on the show tonight?
No. What did
I said something about going into forward motion or something. Yeah, I'm cute.
You know what? You are more than just little cute.
Sometimes.
I saw Old Man Pie come in. Welcome. Jerald, how the hell are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you two doing?
Good. Everybody knows who you are. Tell us who you are.
I'm Jerald with Forward Motion Reptiles, and we breed ball pythons. We were going to go into the leopard geckos, but I don't know if we're going to do that. I think we're going to switch over to the cresties, but we'll see.
Cool. You know, and they say now you plan on vending it sometimes, correct? Or you do vend now?
No, we're going to vend in the future. Yeah. Not right now.
And they do say when you vend, you want more than just your ball pythons on your table. Yeah. So yeah, leopard geckos, you know, even just a small collection of them.
Yeah.
You know, I put her up on the table. It helps out a lot.
Yeah.
You know, she'll just kind of lay there and strike a pose every once in a while. And
nobody's bought me, but they've tried, but they bring me back. You keep saying no refunds, but
That's like no one will kidnap you.
No.
That's awesome.
You bring me back.
Look, Holly's in. Welcome all. We got Randy. Welcome, Randy. So you breed ball pythons. How long have you been breeding ball pythons?
Well, since 2021 was our first breeding season, but I had a ball python back in 99 or 98, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then
watching videos, and you were like, I can do this shit.
Well, that happened during COVID, right? So after from like 2000, so I enlisted in the Navy in August before September 11th.
Uh-huh.
So then I went to the Navy, and then I went to North Dakota, and I just, in doing all this, I found out that we didn't see ball pythons in North Dakota because they were illegal up there at the time. Right. So, and then I started driving a truck. So I've been just out of even seeing ball pythons for a long, long time. And then COVID hit, and then I was delivering for Petco, and then they had ball pythons, and I was like, light bulb went off. So, and then I hadn't turned around since. Yeah.
But it's funny you mentioned North Dakota, because when we were backstage, we were talking, and man, we've been to a lot of the same places. We found out you're from Louisiana. Well, the state of Louisiana. I don't know if we really want to call it Louisiana, but you're from Louisiana.
Yeah.
The northern tip of Louisiana.
Northeast, yeah.
And now I used to live in North Dakota as well.
Okay, what part?
I was stationed up in Minot.
Oh, okay. So I lived in Fargo.
Okay.
But I worked at the banking. Wells Fargo was my main customer.
Okay.
Up there in Minot. So
yeah. Have you ever seen hell freeze over like that? That is the coldest fucking place I've ever been.
Oh, so we didn't even talk about that. So I went to the North Pole. My first deployment was to the North Pole.
I used to live in the North Pole.
At the North Pole, yeah, because
I lived there for 3 years.
Yeah, North Dakota is the only state where they plow the roads. It makes a tunnel of snow.
Yeah. I actually lived in the town North Pole in Alaska for 3 years.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that place.
Now North Dakota was colder than Alaska. It's because there's no trees. It's flat. There's always a breeze. But yeah, North Dakota, I was there 6 or 7 years, and to me, it was colder than Alaska when I used to live up there.
Yeah.
We
pulled into Alaska, which was funny as hell.
Yeah. I keep teasing Angie. We watch a lot of documentaries. We watch a lot of
survivalist. We're not survivalists.
No, far from it.
I like my luxuries, like mucklucks and fur coat or something. Keep me warm.
But I always tell her that I'm to take her up to one of these little off the grid bush.
Cool.
You only got to come in by bush plane. And she was like, no. I was like, I'll get you mucklucks and gloves and you'll be fine. She was like, no, we're not going.
I said I'd go, but it's only for a day or two.
So how long were you up in North Dakota then?
Yes, she has, Kyle. Yes, she has.
2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
long enough.
Yeah. I took a promotion. It was a lateral move, but it was a pay raise out to Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's
I see Randy, Miss Bailey. Welcome. Now Bailey's Royal Reptile Beauties is also from Louisiana.
Yeah.
They're south of. They're in between Lafayette and Shreveport.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're right in there. I see Randy said Hunter is mad because Randy has it called
to come see the new babies.
To see the new babies. Yeah. You need to bring them over. We have 5 clutches in the rack right now.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of new babies in there, Hunter.
Yep. You got to come over and see the new babies.
Did you see what your brother Kyle said and Sammy about no wonder Juicy G has blue balls?
No. Oh, because of the cold?
No, because you've been around a lot.
No.
And the cold. No, Kyle said Juicy G been around a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Your
So,
sister.
And I know this is a reptile podcast, and we're going to get into it, I promise. But while you were in North Dakota, did you become a hockey fan?
No. I drove a lot, so I could tell. This is going to sound crazy. I could tell how bad my day was going to be for the weather by the amount of vehicles in the ditch, and if there were semi trucks in the ditch, it was time to go back home. So
yeah.
And that was the phone call I would make to the boss. Hey, there's 4 semi trucks in the ditch. I'm going back home.
Now you're not too far south from there now. I mean, you're just a little southeast from there now, because you are out of Chicago, aren't you?
I'm about an hour and 15 minutes from Tinley.
Okay.
South in Indiana. Yep.
Okay. Oh, so you're in Indiana? Yeah,
straight down. Well, so being I was a truck driver, when I moved, I took that job. It was either I could live in Illinois or Indiana. So Illinois treats truck drivers like they never driven a truck a day in their life. Mm-hmm. And I had 8 years of experience. So they wanted me to go through everything like I had never driven a truck before. And I felt that was very disrespectful. So I moved to I got a place in Indiana. So, and I walked in and walked out with my license.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So they wanted you to go through the whole CDL test from.
Yeah. And I don't have a problem with that, but not for I think that truckers should get like a refresher or continuing education, because you guys are around it. There's truckers doing stupid stuff every day. And as bad as I want to say that defend truck drivers, there's a lot of, like, I could have been in 3 wrecks today because of a semi truck. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking for it differently because I've driven for 9 years or whatever it is.
Yeah. But that's any career field, because no one's wanting to work. So they are hiring whoever fills out an application. And even in my job, you get some fucking idiots in my job, and you're like, dude, go play behind the computer again, because this job's not for you.
Yeah.
And
were you doing a little Billy subliminal thing while I wasn't looking?
No, I had a nap. I'm feeling good now.
Are you feeling a little sassy? Got a little sass in that ass?
Why are you scooting away from me?
I'm just asking.
Gritting ain't easy.
No, sir.
So can you give us a little background on your scoot my way? Can you give us a little background on that picture?
Yeah, so Holly's from the South, so we were talking one day, and I said grits is a Southern delicacy, and God, I thought she about vomited in the trash can. And so it's been an ongoing joke ever since. And then so I pulled up this article, and shrimp and grits was number 24 for Southern delicacies.
and we were talking.
We love shrimp and grits.
Yeah, we love grits. You throw some cheese on it, throw some, we'll do crawfish on it. Yeah, bacon. Some green onions on the top. We love them.
We're good.
Yeah.
We love grits.
They're flavor carriers. They carry the flavor for you.
Yeah, we can do the whole dinner that way.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Charlie said, as a former road state trooper, where'd they go? I gotta say, there's some idiots. Yeah, that's everywhere in life nowadays. They're coming out of the woodwork. So I don't know where they're being reproduced from, but they're coming up like mushrooms.
I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah, Blakers, welcome. Okay, so you've been heavily into it since 2021. COVID thing, like a lot of us, we bought one, bought another one. We're watching videos. We were like, man, we can do this breeding stuff, and that's how we started.
We were before COVID.
Yeah, but we started buying a lot
Yeah. I'd say I started buying a lot like March of 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. No, so did you start out buying hatchlings or did you buy some breeder females or
I made the biggest mistakes ever. My first, group of snakes was 33 snakes and had way too many males. And one day I wake up and as I'm learning, listening to podcasts and learning, and I realized the males that I had, I was going to need what I come up with like 300 females to make them work.
right?
So there was a guy that took that whole group from me in a trade, and that's another story for another day. But and then I started over and I did it right. And then yeah. So my first group was a lot of hets. Yeah, technically, after I got rid of that first, screw up is what we'll call it. And then I did a lot of really good stuff. I had a lot of DG stuff before the DG boom.
Right.
So yeah.
I don't even think we have I say we don't even have a visual DG yet. We have a het DG that looks visual. With these ABs and Cs, and we have a het DG that looks visual, but we have a lot of het DG stuff.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and I asked you kind of what you center around in your collection. What is your hub that you kind of branch off of, and what gene would that be?
Clown. So my theory is that you will always be able to buy whatever gene you want in a clown or het clown form. Mm-hmm. It'll never not be available. So I mainline clown, but my big project is the enhancer G-stripe clown. And
right. So to you, is enhancer and DG a different line, or is it a different?
Yeah, because I have enhancer now, and I had DG, and you can see a clear difference. Maybe you don't see it on camera, and that's fine. But if you get an enhancer in your hand and a DG in your hand, you'll see a clear difference.
Okay. Because Billy says there's a difference too.
Yeah.
And he said the enhancer is different than DG.
Yeah. Outside of like trick and blitz or pattern mutations that people are saying are the same, if it's a color mutation, you really, my opinion is you really have to have them both in your hand before you can make an opinion on them for yourself.
Right.
That's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah. Yep. So we work smaller projects with multiple. I mean, I had the number at one time, the recessives we run, but we just kind of work smaller projects with, little recessives. We're heavy into G-stripe. We're fairly heavy into ultramel.
Nice.
We got a lot of pied stuff, even though pied is not like our thing. We still have a lot of pied stuff. What else? Clown. We got a little bit of clown stuff. We're getting a little more into clown. We have a lot of het stuff, and I was like, I want to make a visual. So we went out and got 2 female clowns one last year and one this year. So a couple years, we'll hopefully start making some visual clown stuff. Lavender stuff, albino stuff. We got candy, sunset, hypo. We got a lot of hypo stuff. So just kind of a smaller collection and certain recessives that we're just kind of working. So I mean, you probably went the smart way by going with kind of a hub and branching off with it. We were like, oh, this thing looks cool. We can work with this. So let's start this little project here, and
we have bigger things though for those little projects. Those are working towards bigger things. They'll get me started on my little trees.
Your
My little trees.
And with genetic testing, you can cheat now.
Right. And talking about the genetic testing, you know, we got Charlie with Gray Rider Reptiles who we talked with him this week, and
we need to get with him.
And he is graciously started sponsoring our channel, and we're to have a 10% off coupon code for any of our viewers to do 10% off with his genetics testing. And then also we got Recoil Reptiles now, and we have a 10% off code with him, and it's Celtic 10. Anything on his website, 10% off.
Those are some awesome.
Yeah. So
awesome
if you're looking, if anybody's looking for any type of PVC enclosure, hatchling rack, they are the only place to go.
We thank you, Charlie.
Yeah.
We need to talk to Charlie because I need some genetic testing. Not on me. I know what I am. Thank you very much.
Some 21andMe stuff.
I got some snakes over there that need some some genetic testing. So we're gonna have to get with Charlie ourselves.
Yeah. So yes, genetic testing has tremendously changed both python breeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can work hets or possible hets, and not, you know, in 5 years ago, well, shit, I thought this was to be a het clown, and it never proves out for you.
You've been working it for 5 years, and you're like, no, still not giving me what I need.
Yeah. So,
but there's people looking at genetic testing wrong too. So like, there's people, say for example, that are pairing a het clown to a het pied. That's not the idea. The idea would be, if you were going to cheat, you would do a visual clown to a het pied, or something like that. If you can't afford the visual pied, I'm saying, like, if you're doing this as cheap as possible and you're looking at using genetic testing to your advantage, you wouldn't breed a het to het. That's not the way that should work.
Right. And so, like you said, so this year we had a banana phantom who was posset pied, and we put a leopard het clown to her this year. Well, you know, we could have some double hets in there. We need to test her, see if she is het pied first.
Yeah.
And then test those babies out and see what we have there. But I mean, that could be a game changer right there. I mean, we could have double hets right there that are possible hets that you don't even know.
Yeah.
So and I know Charlie, he does the ultramel testing now. And we have a big male ultramel that we bought. Well, we got him secondhand from Ben Rennick. He was a hatchling when Ben was murdered, and we ended up with him.
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
Well, you know what? We're not monetized. What are they to do? Oh shit! There goes our channel. But you know, he's never to leave. But we've talked to several people. God, that's a one sexy bitch right there. Pink bows and everything.
Yeah.
That's the same pose that Angie does on the table at the shows.
I wasn't under the Christmas tree. That heifer was under the Christmas tree.
But you know, that snake's never to leave us. But we've talked to some folks that were real close with Ben, and they said Ben wasn't working ultramel, he was working caramel. So I want to get him tested and see if he's actually ultramel. So yeah, but yeah. I mean, genetic testing is great. It's thrown a wrinkle in DG stuff, as we all know. Yeah.
I wonder how many people regret genetic testing coming out when the DG news came out.
Right. But and I don't know.
We just have to live with it.
We're just still treated as recessive. I don't know what's your thoughts on it.
So I'm gonna test what's important. So I got from Billy on Wednesday. I'm getting a leopard clown het enhancer that's posset G stripe. So with the enhancer side, I have a female down there that's a double het DGG stripe, and I bought him for her, and I bought him before the DG news.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to test him and her, which I got lucky, and those are getting done for free. And so if they're, the same het, like say they're both het A, I know I can't breed those together because I'm not going to get anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use it to my advantage as far as that goes. But yeah.
And that's kind of what we've discussed. When we start producing some DG stuff, everything's to get tested. Because when I sell it, I'm going to be able to have that certificate showing, hey, this is DG.
This is
right.
Or this is het DG.
Yeah. But so my enhancer G stripe, say he comes back homozygous A, homozygous B, I know all the babies are het A, het B. I don't have to test any of the babies. That's why RGI is saying you got to really work to getting all your stuff homozygous A and homozygous B.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least, one homozygous on one and homozygous on the other. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's gotten complicated.
Isn't it?
It's really throwing a wrench in things.
Yeah.
And me as well, I'm not a country boy, but me being a dumb white boy, I'm not a scientist, and it's hard to learn some of this stuff. So it's a good thing I got Mrs. Donahue right here who has all the brains.
Wait,
Randy, I think they said you just need like a $50 size piece of shed.
Right. Yeah. And that's, I think Charlie was mentioning that the other day was, the biggest thing is make sure the shed's dry and clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, because I think Jeremy with Warfels Morphs, I can't remember, someone was saying, does the DNA transfer if you put two sheds together? Does the DNA transfer from the sheds? And I think Charlie was saying that you could have some touch DNA, but as long as the shed is clean and dry, you should be good.
And Charlie says he doesn't need the entire shed. He said a lot of people send him the entire one, but he doesn't need it.
Okay. So it's good. I mean, it's good. We're on a budget. Like you work full time. We work full time. We got house bills. We got everyday bills. So we can't go out and buy the $20,000 snake.
If you would push your OnlyFans a little harder.
The feet pics too.
So we do. We have to skimp on some things. Maybe hit a recessive here, but only hit a het recessive for a double recessive type. Have a visual, but instead of buying a double recessive, we buy a recessive with a het. So
right.
Nephew. Hey, nephew.
All right. Randy says $1 a show. Randy, I ain't gonna buy crap with that. I can't even get a stick of bubble gum for $1 now. So we were talking 5 clutches this year, I believe you said.
Yeah, we got 5 official. I got 1 that should be laid by the 21st of this month, and then that'll be it for this year. And then we're already pairing for next season.
No, is that what you were looking for at the start of the season?
No, I don't know. So I was pairing 15 with the expectation that 13 were legit pairings. The other 2 was trying to get jump off pairings with the ultrasound, and they never started building. So 13 was what I knew was what we were expecting. So we had one girl that egg bound and died, and
the whole girl, the female died on you.
Yeah, she died.
Oh, wow.
So she gave us the signs that she was gonna have problems once she ovulated. So so she ovulated and she let out the worst, stinkiest, smelliest, whatever it was. And I reached out to a couple of really big breeders that I know have had a lot of clutches. Whether they're popular or not, that wasn't my concern. So I knew they had big clutches. I knew they were willing to share information easily, and it was I need this answer right now. So I reached out to both of them, and they both said the same thing. She dumped her stomach acid.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not rare. I mean, it's rare. It's not common, but it does happen. And so she got to where it was the 30-day mark, and it was time for her to lay. And you could tell she had been pushing. There was liquid, and I'm like, God. So I changed her water just to make sure she had fresh water. She drank. I used 12-ounce delis. She drank 12 ounces of water a day.
Oh my gosh.
A day. Yeah. So I decided, and I've done it before, so I decided to push out the first egg. And it was a hard boiled egg inside of her. So I pushed out the second, and it was a hard boiled egg inside of her. My temps are fine. Obviously, we got the other clutches. The temps are fine. That's not the issue.
Right.
So I pushed out the third egg, and it was a viable egg. So I left that egg in with her. She drank another 12 ounces of water, and then she died. So we pushed out the eggs, and what had happened was the egg spun her in her oviduct. So it's like you're playing with a toy. The first egg, then the second egg was spun, the third egg was spun the wrong way, and they were just all alternate for whatever reason. And her oviduct, her oviduct was torn. We found the hole, and she had poop in between each egg. Yep. So so we think that she was sold to us knowing that she had problems.
Right. No, so when you bought her, was she a breeder size female?
Oh yeah, she was a big girl. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's hard to hear, and I'm sorry. That sucks. I don't know who it is. That sucks.
Yeah.
We actually had our first egg bound girl this year. And
we were out of town.
We were actually out in Pennsylvania and New York, and Keita, our daughter with pip stalkers, she was coming over checking on the collection every day, and she was like, "Yep, she laid." She was like, but she's still got an egg in her. We're like, okay, if you don't mind, just come back the next day and check on her and see if she's laid it. And she was like, Dad, it's still in there. I don't know what to do. I said, okay. She goes, now she works for a big breeder here in Kansas City, Superior Skills. And so she called him, and he walked her through, she stuck a probe up into her and popped the egg and squished out all the juice and all the yolk and that, and then she ended up expelling the rest of the eggshell the next day, and she's completely fine. But it was scary. It was a scary incident.
Yeah, but she's packing on the food.
Yeah, so
we had Phil come in.
I did see Phil come in. Yeah, and
Jacob.
then Jacob's back in. Welcome, Jacob. Yeah, and then I saw John 121.
Our nephew said I gotta quit pimping you out, but our nephew doesn't understand that if I don't, nephew and I aren't gonna have any snake money.
Bills don't get paid.
Nephew and I won't have any snake money.
Nephew and you. So I know you sent some pictures in. So as people know, Holly is another sponsor of us. She runs this podcast. She's behind the scenes. She's doing all the chats. She, every time she enlarges you, she's doing it. She also does all of our technical stuff. She does our thumbnails. Anytime that we have a new screen in the background, she produces it. Our intros, our outros, she is creating this. She's amazing at this. If you guys need some podcast work or thumbnails for your videos or Instagram, or get with Holly. She doesn't cost much. I think pay hottie is what people say.
Pay hottie.
Get with Holly. she will hook you up. But let's not abuse her. I love saying that. Let's not. I'm the only one. Well, myself and Bobby's the only one that can abuse her, and she likes it. But let's not abuse her when it comes to creating amazing work. What did you say, baby?
David's in.
David's in. Welcome, David. So see if Holly can put that one picture back up. We can talk about some of the stuff you've produced already. And I think all these pictures you've produced already this year, correct?
Yeah. So we were gonna cut these clutches on this this show, but both of them crawled out of the egg already. So this one we have to wait for it to shed because it's kind of I don't know if it's a leopard or a yellow belly or what, but it's a male double head enhancer G-stripe.
Okay.
But I don't think it's pastel.
From this picture, it does not look pastel.
That's a different animal. That is definitely a leopard. That's a female leopard double head enhancer G-stripe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is all from the same clutch.
Same clutch. Yeah.
That's right. You said you wanted to cut this clutch, but now they're out of the egg.
Yeah. So it's another female leopard double head. So these might be yellow belly too.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a pastel, and we're thinking yellow belly. That's a double head enhancer stripe also. And same. Yep. So we hit 3 of those for males. That's a banana GHI posset clown female that we're gonna keep.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a very dark GHI posset clown. Yeah.
Wow.
So I go back one. That I think that's gonna be a GHI blade.
Okay.
Posset clown. I think. Yeah.
Now, see, we run blade in our clown project, and so and I tell you what, if it's not in clown, I could not identify it.
Oh, wait till you see this one coming up. So that's a GHI head clown.
Okay.
Or posset clown. I'm sorry. So that's an inchy blade. Something. It's too dark to be just inchy blade, but that's definitely an inchy blade right there. And that one I also think is going to be a GHI blade.
Okay.
Posset clown, yeah. And that's my lovely trick inchy girl I got from No Limit Royals.
Okay.
Love that girl.
So you work the trick, we work the blitz. Same thing.
Right.
I truly believe it's the same thing. You know, different people got it at the same time, named it something different. And we love blitz. So we've pretty much come to the conclusion. Now we have 2 more clutches from him this year.
Yeah.
But we believe he's super blitz. Everything we got this.
Okay.
So he's the acid super blitz boy.
Okay.
And everything turned out blitz. And I tell you, I love that gene. I mean, I love what it does to the pattern.
Yeah, my top 2, whatever you want to call them, co-doms, incomplete doms, whatever, are GHI and Trick, and like you said, Trick, Blitz, Hurricane, however you want to ride that
right.
That train.
Thank you, Troy.
Yeah. And I'm going to show you that you learn every day. You know, no matter, and it can be the simplest thing. But I tell you what, I learned. So we just cut a clutch. We did a GHI Mojave to a banana this year. You know, we were like, hey, let's make some bells. You know, bells sell. You know, plus love the GHI.
Our niece wanted a bell.
So we cut the clutch. Angie cuts all of our clutches. I shake too much. I can't do it. I'll film. She'll cut it. So she cuts a clutch. And I see this fucking GHI Mojave. And I'm like, how the hell can you get GHI Mojave? I thought it was like I thought he was to throw either GHI or he was to throw Mojave. I didn't know he could throw both.
Yeah, I know exactly where you got that from.
And I was so confused. And of course I had to go to Morph Market Calculator and I was like, is this even possible? And sure enough, it is. But I was like, there's no way. there's no way we got a. I mean, I saw it visually. It's a GHI Mojave,
That's
but
why I cut it and I kept saying, no, it is. It's a GHI. It's a GHI Mojave. I'm standing here looking at it and I'm telling you it's a GHI Mojave.
Yeah.
He's like, no, there's no way.
So yeah, I love GHI. Love the darkness, but at the same time, I like some lighter colored snakes too. But love the darkness.
Yes, Troy. I'd like to see him clean it up too. 3 different names for one gene.
Yeah. But to make butter lesser, and we run both lines. We run butter and we run lesser. But if it's lesser, I keep it lesser. If it's butter, I keep it butter. And
so the story behind lesser and butter being named different is because the daddy gene was connected to lesser but not butter when they got imported.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what's some of your big clown projects that you're working on?
My most expensive is I got a female pastel cypress head clown. So she's looking good for going. But everything else, the GHI head clown girl, I'm gonna pair it to the GHI Mojave clown. I absolutely want a female super GHI clown in the rack, and I'm gonna be super excited for that.
Mm.
But like my calico head clown, I think I got a pretty big male coming in from a breeder. We're still talking about it, but so I can't talk about that just yet. But it's gonna be nice if it does. But let's see. Probably between the GHI and the Cypress would be the two most expensive, and then putting the males that we're putting with them. I have a GHI Mojave clown male and a Russo spot nose clown male. So it's the combo, putting them together, that's going to create the magic there.
Yeah. No, so are you expecting any visuals this year?
We lost our three visual clutches to being reabsorbed. I don't know if it's because the male was young or overused or what. Or I don't know. It's one of the two. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't temperatures, because I got girls on each level.
Yeah.
That for my female, because my rack is like not quite half and half. Like I only got 2 levels of males and 7 of females.
Right.
So
right.
And there's breeding females on each level.
Yeah.
So that we got clutches from. So it wasn't temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
So they just decided not to go.
Yeah. And that's part of the game. I mean, that's nature too. I mean, it happens out in the wild. We actually got pretty lucky. I think we started pairing 13, 14. No, it was higher than that. Almost 20.
It was 15.
And we're going to end up with 12 clutches. So our percentage was pretty high this year. But we did pretty well this year.
Yeah.
So
we had a few more come in. We had Far Out and Jerald and our daughter Chantrell, and
I see Ken's in.
Yeah.
Welcome, Ken. I'll tell you what. Do you know Ken with Primal Skills?
Yeah, he lives about 30, 45 minutes from me. I've talked to him a couple times.
I tell you what, he stays quiet, but when he posts a video, you're like, "Holy shit, brother! I didn't know you had that crap."
Yeah. I've talked to him a couple times. He's got some.
Yeah. We actually got to meet him at Tinley.
We've met him a few times. Yeah, I've got to hang out with him. He's a great guy.
Super nice guy.
Very great guy.
He's a hard worker too. Like outside of the snakes.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's another one like Ken is Regis Python.
Chip.
He's pretty quiet. I mean, he's got his show out and all that, but you don't know what he really has until he starts bringing out these hatchlings that you just hatched out, and you're like, "Holy shit, where have you been hiding this stuff?"
Good God.
Yeah. That's just like Levance,
Yeah. That dude. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Clutch 47, 15 more to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troy's always got the big booth.
Yeah. But where do you keep all these damn babies? I ain't got enough time for all those babies right now. I mean, you know, but 12 clutches for us this year, and we're scrambling. I mean, we got two big hatchling racks we got from Recoil, and they're to be full. I mean, we're to be full, and we're like, holy shit, we can't have another clutch because where are we to put them?
I'm getting a cart. Getting the cart. To Alan. Alan says I can try and fill a cart.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, you don't want to get to where you're having to go buy Tupperware because that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Drilling all those holes. Yeah.
You know, and we do have a backup homemade rack that we can pull out if we need to. That's got the Tupperware, the little shoebox size Tupperwares, and that's what we've used the last few years. That was our hatchling rack.
That was the.
And if we have to, we'll pull it out. But it's stuck away in the closet. So,
safe and sound.
Yeah.
Stan came in.
Yeah. So G-stripe enhancer. Any other double recessives you're working?
We're gonna do. I got 6 G-stripe girls, so every year we're making double head G-stripe clowns for the future. So and every year my male clowns are swapping out.
Okay.
So the first year will be the Russo spot nose clown, the GHI Mojave clown. Then the following year to be whatever. So come January, I have to buy, if that's going to work, I have to buy 2 power clown males for those G-stripe girls. I have to do that every year. Yeah.
Yep. So we also work G-stripe. Yeah. There's going to be a gene out there that breaks through that G-stripe that actually overpowers some of that G-stripe. Do you have something?
I have one girl that a lot of people don't.
I love you, girl. Ken just came in too.
Ken. Welcome, Ken.
Mitzi and gave us our hearts. She's so sweet.
So she's big and she's in shed a little bit.
Oh yeah, look, and that's G-stripe.
Yeah, this is a super inchy G-stripe.
Okay, because I was going to tell you, we found inchy breaks through a little bit.
Well, the super inchy, so if you got to go see the pictures of the babies. Sean Bradley made a banana super inchy G-stripe, and I knew that's when I was going to get into super inchy G-stripe. I got a screenshot on my phone of a super inchy G-stripe clown, and it's amazing.
Okay, so we have a 1.1 pastel inchy G-stripes, and they break through, and they're beautiful. So to me, inchy is almost a must for G-stripe if you want to break through your side patterns.
Yeah, and another gene that we're working into G-stripe is leopard. I mean, it's already been done. But if leopard's making that band bigger, right? So when you make the G-stripe clown and the bands break and twist, they're going to be bigger. And then the idea is that seeing if they open up and create those holes in the middle, and you can change the color of those holes. Yeah, maybe. So that's the idea. That's what I'm trying to see. Yeah, and obviously watching what everybody else is doing at the same time. Yeah.
Do you see G-stripe making a big comeback?
I think it already has.
I do too. Everybody's working G-stripe now.
So the sad thing though about saying that is at Schaumburg, I bought 2 female G-stripes for $175 total from 2 different breeders. So I didn't even get the multi-snake discount. I just said, hey, here's $100. I'll take that girl. Here's $75. I'll take that girl. And they did it. So.
Yep. Yeah. Troy said about 11 years ago, he got back into the game 11 years ago. God, can you believe it's that time already?
It is. Last call for
50
alcohol.
minutes. Last call for alcohol. Y'all know what to do because it was up on the screen. What is different? And what are we giving away today? Oh, well, let's ask Jerald. Jerald,
what are we giving away today?
What are we giving away today?
So today we're going to give away a male banana inchy fire. And this may be a super inchy, I don't know. But a banana inchy fire het clown male.
Holy shit.
He's a male maker. So we produced this. He's 120 grams. So we want to get a couple more rats in them and then we can ship them out.
That's great. I love that. I love fire and banana. It just really brightens it up and so the winner pays shipping.
The winner, all you gotta do is pay shipping on that bad boy.
Wow.
Just the shipping. I got the box and all that. So
that's amazing. That's an amazing prize tonight.
That is an awesome prize. All of our prizes have been awesome.
Yeah.
All of our prizes have been awesome.
He's not cooperating.
But yeah. What do we have? No PBR. PBR still here. Sorry about that, Randy. Look down there. Mr. G, Jeff's ring. It is on the other hand tonight, or it was switched over. I'll tell you what, Bailey, they pay attention. They won a come and go t-shirt from us.
They did.
Signed by
Juicy G. And it is coming, guys. It is coming.
Oh, wait. Will was first. Huh? Wait,
Will was first?
Where's Will
Where's Will's?
Will
was first.
Okay. I am sorry, Bailey. Will, look what you just won, brother. Got it.
So here's the good thing about the reason why I did this pairing. This was Mojave Inchy Fire was the girl and the Banana Inchy Clown male. The female, she hit 5,000 grams gravid. So he's gonna be a big boy.
He's gonna be a big boy. All right.
And when was he hatched out?
Oh man, you would ask that, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ask at the last minute. Good deal, Will.
So, he's had 4 meals, so that's 4 weeks. So plus 2 weeks is 6 weeks. So 6 weeks ago, give or take a couple of days.
So he's ready to go. I mean, 4 meals.
He's 100. He's just 120 grams, and so you said Will won it.
Yep.
And I'm sure Will's not going to mind if I feed him a couple more rats.
Okay. So we'll reach out to Jerald. We'll let you guys make the arrangements. Are you okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll reach out to Jerald. Y'all set up your shipping. Awesome.
Jerald, thank you so much for the donation. And thank you guys for playing along with our shenanigans again. Every week we do something.
Before the show, we were all backstage. We were like, well, shit, what are we giving away this week?
Yeah.
And Jerald was like, look, let's do a snake. And I was like, my jaw dropped. I was like, are you serious, man? That's awesome. Thank you, brother.
And I wish I could have done a female, but we did not hit much for females this year. We are very sausage heavy. So
yeah,
we had a pastel inchy Krypton female as our first female holdback, and I don't even know if I'm gonna keep her, but she's beautiful. But we're gonna make some decisions later on this year.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
yeah. I tell you what, I don't know if we're really keeping anything back this year. I mean,
we're not keeping a lot.
Yeah, everything is pretty much to be up for sale. We did make some trades throughout the year, and so a couple of the babies have already been put aside for certain people. But yeah,
a lot more people should get into trading, especially within their own circle. And, the hard part about trading, from my experience, is someone is not happy about the value side of the trade. Yeah. And instead of their happiness, like the value is more important than their happiness for the trade.
Right.
So if you're gonna, if you get in your circle, do a trade and don't worry about the money. If the trade's gonna make you happy and move you along, then do it.
Yep.
That's just my opinion. Now,
Yep.
if it's lopsided, it's different.
We wanted to be there, Troy.
Yeah. So Troy just said that Celtic Ball's booth was lonely at Schaumburg. I'll tell you what, Troy messaged us. He goes, "You guys been in Schaumburg?" And we're like,
No, we're in St. Louis.
We're been in the St. Louis show.
St. Louis show. We didn't sign up for Schaumburg.
He said, "Well, they have you guys down Vindon." We're like, "What?"
We're like, no, we're in St. Louis. We didn't sign up for Schaumburg. It's Thursday.
And he sent us the screenshot.
Yeah.
And we got a hold of NARBC, and it was a mix-up.
It was a mix-up. They're like, "Oh yeah, your guys are St. Louis," and we're like, "We would have done Schaumburg, but we had just put brakes on the core."
Yeah. So we didn't have the money to get up there and bend that show. I mean, we would love to. Anytime we can get to a show and hang out with friends. I mean,
my God.
Now so talking about that, are you going to Tinley?
Yeah. So originally I wasn't, because we were moving. Do you know where Fort Wayne, Indiana is?
Yep.
So I got to move out there. But with this girl double het DGG stripe, when she ovulated, I did the math, and her clutch is due to hatch out October 19th, I think it is. So I had to, I extended my lease an extra month. So
did you?
Well, I'm like, because I'd have to move the clutch halfway through, and it's an enhancer G stripe to a double het. I mean, obviously I could get, skunked on that, but it could be really good too.
Yep.
So to me, it was worth the gamble. So we'll be going. We won't be living here per se, but for that weekend, we'll bring some stuff and spend the night here.
Awesome. So we're to actually get to meet you in person then.
So
yeah.
I just saw that there was a lot of tables marked, and they were all St. Louis vendors. So there was a mix-up in their system.
There was a mix-up in the system. So I felt really bad because I thought we were like, oh God.
Yeah. There was a lot of empty tables there.
I didn't pay for that table yet. I wasn't planning on that one.
Yeah. And I tell you what, it was a sticker shock. I mean, it was. Let's talk vending shows compared to buying cars. We've been local shows, and it's like buying a Hyundai.
Yeah.
When you do the NARBC, it's like buying a BMW.
We were like, "Oh, you mean you're charging me for electricity?"
You have to buy you the BMW if you're vending an NARBC.
So, but I mean, when we started, that was our goal, was to vend these big shows, and this is our first step at it.
It's our first step.
So we're to give it a shot and see how it goes and have fun.
Yep.
If you got the animals for it, definitely I would do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah. God, yeah. 5 clutches is your 5 clutches. I mean,
yeah.
That's nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, that's still a lot of work. How many seasons have you had eggs now?
3. So our first season we had 10 clutches.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So my first season was our first season. Me and Cheryl, my girlfriend, we do this together.
Okay.
But yeah, we do all of this together. So we had 10 clutches. We were up to 137 snakes total. And that was so much fun. Much fun. Yeah. And like the trick clutch. We had a trick clutch. People were knocking on our door for that because they were all trick het clowns. I sold a pair of trick het clowns for $2,000 back in 21. Yeah, that was wild. I hatched out. I didn't hatch. I had a clutch triple het hypo clown pied. This is gonna sound ridiculous, but there was a dude in Chicago that worked at the GM plant or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as those eggs came out, it was 6 eggs. He dropped $15,000 in my checking account. for that clutch.
Without them even hatching.
Yeah. After they laid 2 weeks later, Ozzy showed the picture of the hypoclown hide. Yeah. So like he didn't care. He's like, there's gotta be at least one female. He took the whole clutch. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're not doing that today, right? But 21 and 22 was wild.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have the people out there. There's some people that make videos, and I'm not going to mention any names. We don't do drama on our channel. I don't like to talk about people, but there's people out there that make videos that brag on the money they spend and tell you how much they spend on these animals. I'm just like, where the hell did you guys get this money in the first place? Where you could spend $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 per animal.
It's called OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Get them feet out.
I mean, it's crazy. Where you can just drop that money. What last year at was it the St. Louis show when we got with Tom Harbin? Was it St. Louis? Dude. He had 3 DG clowns. $10,000 a piece.
Yeah.
And one guy came up to him, bought all 3 of them. He said, and if you had more, I'd buy them right now.
Yeah.
$30,000. I mean,
yeah.
It's crazy money.
Well, when we were standing at that one table, that one guy came up and bought 2 for $15,000 each.
Yeah.
Just straight out the gate. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Troy said earlier $90 for electricity for.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
And you only get one vending badge, so we have to pay for the other one.
Yeah. We threw $500 out for one table at this local. Yeah. And then you see these breeders at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tables, and I'm like, holy shit.
Tom's amazing. You're right, Troy.
Yeah.
So on the topic of the very expensive snakes, one of the early lessons I learned from Billy was that you might pay $20,000 for a female today, and in 3 years she's going to be worth $2,000, but you're going to be breeding her, and people are going to wish they had your $2,000.
Yep.
And the clutch that you get from it's going to make it well worth it.
Yeah. So our acid boy will pay for himself this season. Mm-hmm. His first year breeding, he's going to pay for himself.
Yeah.
And he's probably, was he our most expensive snake?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have about 3 or 4 of them that are fairly close.
And we don't talk about price.
No, and I'm not going to throw a price out, but he's going to pay for himself this season.
Yeah. That DGG stripe, double head DGG stripes and enhancer G stripe, that one clutch could potentially pay for everything that I own on the snake side.
And I'm glad you just said price, because earlier, so your business mindset, exactly how much these snakes cost you.
Yeah. So the reason why I don't want to say natural, like I just had to do it that way, is because in trucking, every dollar counts. In trucking, everything you do every day counts financially, even the food you eat. So when I did my taxes, I did all my numbers for all my animals. So it cost me right at $200 to hatch out one egg. That's with the 6 egg average. You listen to Sean Bradley, it used to be $75. And maybe that might be true if you're breeding your own rats. I don't have that set up to be able to come in and say what that number is. But for me, it's $200 to hatch out one egg. And it's $338.31 per ton per year to have a snake.
And that's electricity, that's food, that's coconut. Do you even break it down to like how much water you use?
No, well, so my water bill is like $21 a month. Mm-hmm. So if you give the snakes, matter of fact, let's take that lie back. Oh, this is gonna sound crazy. I don't know how many people do this. But all my snakes get bottled water.
Okay.
So I buy 4 bottles a week. No, I buy 8 bottles a week. Takes 4 bottles for a full change. So if I spend $8 a week on water alone, so it's $400 and something a year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
408. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the water, it's the coconut, it's the electricity, and the rent for this room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of it. The gas to go get the rats, the mileage to go get the rats.
Yep.
Part of my truck payment. It's insurance, it's everything. Like when people are on here on these podcasts talking about business and they only give you 10% of the whole picture, it really bothers me. But I don't say anything because I come from a different background than some of those guys with trucking. I had to know that, my tire cost, how much does it cost me to have tires per mile? Because I got paid per mile.
Right.
So if it costs me 75 cents per mile to run my truck, I can't take a load that costs $1 a mile.
Right. True.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
So
Yeah. That's that's awesome that you can break it down that far.
yeah.
What did I
It's not going to happen this side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have our receipts, at the end of the year for betting.
They're going right to the. They're
Yeah.
going right to the accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you figure it all out, even if you take, if your numbers, if you have 45 snakes and your number is 45,000 at the end of the year, each snake is $1,000. That's including the cost of the snake, right? So then it really makes you rethink what you put in those tubs.
Yeah.
It really does. And it makes it a lot easier to get rid of the stuff you don't need.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. You got $100 snake in there, but it's costing you $300 a year to keep it.
Right.
Yep.
So, and you have to look at that. So if you're looking at like an exanthic clown right now, I think there was one up for $2,000 a male, but you got to look at what it costs you per year to raise that snake up. If you're going to do 3 years, and in my case, it's going to cost me right at $1,000.
Yep.
Right. So do I want to buy an exanthic head clown for $1,000 or an exanthic clown for $2,000?
Right.
Because I'm already going to spend $1,000 anyway raising it.
Yep. True.
So it really makes you rethink the moves you make.
Yep. Yep.
True.
We're at 1 hour and 8 minutes.
Yep.
You're asking the wrong person.
I know you can't see, can you?
Well, I can see out of one eye.
You looking good though.
Thank you.
Hey, you looking?
Thank
You're catching the comments.
I'm catching the comments. I'm doing my best, but one eye is set for close up and one eye is set for far away. So I'm doing a little of,
Yeah.
And Jerald, you are so easy to talk to, and I could carry on for another 2 or 3 hours. I can't wait to meet you at Tinley, and get to hang out. And I usually sneak some beer in, so I'll bring some beer in. We'll have a beer together.
So I've been sober since 2013.
Okay, I'll bring some water in.
I was a jack a day. Kept the doctor away.
I'll bring you a water. I'll bring me a PBR. How's that?
Yeah, there we go.
In my moonshine, thank you.
Like I said, I mean, we could go on. I could go on, talk to you for hours and hours.
Yeah,
I would really love to see more of your collection, but we know
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's Monday night. People have been working all day long. They want to get into bed, wind down, spend some time with the family.
That's you, Mr. Donahue. Yes, amen. Moonshine. That's you.
Moonshine?
No,
Or
you want to get into bed.
I took a nap. I'm good.
Oh, are you good now?
Well, I am now. Earlier, I wasn't.
Earlier, you were not.
Hey, on that U.S. Ark thing, if you don't believe one person can make a difference, it was one person that got constrictors legal in North Dakota.
Now, and I'm not. Is Minot still a city that you cannot have ball pythons, or have they wiped the whole state out now?
No, we have to get on. They wiped the whole state out. We have to get on Morph Market, but I think there's a well-known breeder in Minot, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Someone we all know. I can't remember.
At one time you could not have them there.
Right. Yeah.
And one person
got constrictors legal in North Dakota. Yep. So if you don't think one person can make a difference, or your one vote can make a difference, it's I'm telling you, it's untrue.
Yeah. I mean, it's unlike the presidential election.
Right.
I mean, our votes don't fucking matter, but
10 million.
but we're not
going to get there.
Either, right?
No drama. This is a no drama channel. Every time I say that, you get us some kind of trouble.
I got to keep you on your toes. Oh my! Where can people find you?
So Forward Motion Reptiles on Instagram for sure. I don't do Facebook. I just started out TikTok, but I haven't really set that up. I do most of my stuff on YouTube as Forward Motion Reptiles. TikTok, I'm just screwing around on there, really, just seeing how it goes. I'm not one of those guys that are begging for subs on any platform or anything, but I'm still hitting those target numbers that people are.
Yep.
So all you have to do is put out good content.
Our plumber.
Did you see Lou's in?
Yeah, Lou. How is your finger?
Lou, how are you doing?
Yeah, Lou. Sly Frost 12.
Lou may not want you to tell.
Lou had a little run-in with a snake at the dog park the other day.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully he's doing better now.
We're gonna buy Lou a drink.
Yeah. Lou needs a drink.
Buying Lou a drink.
And when I say our plumber, he's actually our plumber.
Yeah, he's actually.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually our. Yeah. Lou's a great guy.
Yeah. So he sent a message to Angie yesterday. And he had a little run in. I'm glad you're doing better. Glad you're out of the hospital. Copperhead bites are not fun.
Did you see the one where the kid was holding a copperhead? It was like a child that picked it up.
No, I didn't see that.
I don't remember where I saw it at. It was like a 12-year-old or something picked up a copperhead. His parents are letting him play with it and everything. And then the next picture, he's in the emergency room. Oh
yeah. You know, we have a little spicy noodle ourselves, and I wanted no. Well, you too, but I can handle you. This thing, I bought them because I wanted to hear them rattle. To me, it's an amazing thing. It's an attention getter. It's a good. I like them.
You get an adrenaline rush.
You do get an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
And he does not rattle.
Well.
Until so we had to get into his enclosure this weekend, and we wanted to do a water change on him and all that. I tell you what, he became, his name's Hellfire, and his name's Hellfire for a reason now. We were like, holy shit, where have you been hiding this? He started rattling at us, striking at us, and it was cool. It was cool.
He's beautiful, though.
He is a beautiful snake.
Beautiful snake.
So, but yeah. So you started TikTok, but you're not doing much on TikTok.
No, I put up 9 videos and got 500 followers in those 9 videos. Alex from Chromaflux, she's the one that kind of got me hooked on doing TikTok again. Yeah. I used to just watch it, but So
and we just started TikTok 3 months ago.
A couple months
ago. Oh, there he is. There's our
little
spicy noodle.
All right. Yeah, I think I talked to you guys a little bit on TikTok today, actually, didn't I?
Yeah. And we just start, but I find it so easy to do a short or a reel or whatever you want to call it on TikTok, and then be able to transfer it to all the other platforms. So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's so much more you can do with it, but I'm not technically sound that way.
Here's the bigger picture. You put up a short and a reel on everything. You got 3 platforms, right? In total, you get 2,000 views for the day between the 3, right? That's more people walking through Walmart per day, probably.
Lou, we're glad you got on for a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, you rest.
Yeah.
We thank you.
So, and I'm sorry, you said your big platform is YouTube? Or?
Yeah. We got the community page on YouTube. So as soon as that happened, I don't really do too much with Instagram or and then TikTok. I'm just doing that for fun, trying to see how that goes for now.
Mm-hmm. And everything is Forward Motion Reptiles.
Forward Motion Reptile. Well, TikTok's not. I gotta fix that. I think my logo is up there, but I think my name is Jerald Taylor something on there.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think you're right. I think it does come up with your name. Yep.
Yeah, but the logo is on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but YouTube for sure is Forward Motion Reptiles. Even my email is on there, forwardmotionreptiles@gmail.com. Yep. So, yeah.
And you got Morph Market?
I'm in that gray area, so I'm waiting to see how Morph Market goes.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I am on Morph Market, still looking and researching and whatnot, and but I don't have an account there anymore.
Okay.
And I am not anti Morph Market. I think Morph Market is, like a lot of people say, the best thing that's happened to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think we should leave it there.
But you know what? Every time there is I'm going to say a company, there people are always, we're going to have some other companies coming up and matching what they do, and we're already starting to see it. That
and anytime there's a buyout, there's a lot of people not happy with the buyout.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been part of a buyout. The company I worked for was worth $500 million when they bought it. When they sold it to Japan, it got sold for $2 billion. And we got treated like crap.
Yeah.
So I learned from that experience that with this Morph Market thing, just sit back and watch what happens.
Right.
He's done some stuff. I say he, but they. Morph Market is a company at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and they've done some stuff that I really, really like. And if you ignore the noise, I've not seen anything that they've done that I don't like, other than the noise.
Yeah.
So
another year, we're to see where it's at.
Yeah. So I'm not making no judgment, and I think you're exactly right. A year. Yep. So I'm not abandoning Morph Market at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. And we've had Morph Market for several years now. And last year, I think we did most of our sales, if not all of our sales, off of YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah.
But we still carry it. We will be posting snakes on there, the hatchlings on there when they are ready to go. We're trying to hold back some of our fire to take to the St. Louis show, because we don't want to show up to St. Louis show with a Mojave or a Phantom. We want some fire when we go to that show. So we're kind of figuring out which ones we're actually to post on Morph Market and ones that we're just to kind of introduce when we get to St. Louis.
Yeah. You keep getting impatient and showing everybody everything we got.
Well, they're not ready to sell yet.
But everybody's already seen them, so they're already saying, "Hey, I want that one."
Well, they're not.
Yeah, you gotta show it to the show with stuff nobody's ever seen.
Talking about that, Holly, do you have that picture of that striped one that I sent you? I think last week. I don't know if we have that. No. Okay. So we did the acid to the butter leopard this year.
Okay.
And we hit a butter leopard acid blitz yellow belly. Yes. Right? Butter acid blitz yellow.
Butter Leo.
Leopard acid.
Blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that thing is amazing. I mean,
so would you rather have, I know what I can vision, I'm pretty sure I know what that looks like. Would you rather have that or a monsoon?
that
I would rather have that any day.
Yeah, and there's a lot of monsoon lovers out there. I don't find monsoon. I don't find them really appealing. I mean, that's just me. I just Okay, I'm just sending this to you real quick, Holly. Now the Acid Boy also went to a pinstripe this year, so we're gonna get some monsoon looking ish.
Yeah,
pinstripes.
Spot Nose Acid Pin does really well as far as that monsoon.
Thank you, Jerald.
Thank you, Jerald. Hey, my name is Jerald.
With the J.
With the J, yeah. And I love grits too. What do you guys think about grit?
And long walks on the beach. And
look, there was long walks on the beach. That was great.
All right, I just sent it over to you, Holly. On
there was a Master Chef episode where the guy cooked grits and won like that part of that competition.
So being from Louisiana, do you cook?
Oh yeah. All winter I try to keep something going in the crock pot. It's pretty basic, but I love bone broth. I don't know if you know how to make bone broth, but I love bone broth. I'd have bone broth over a cup of coffee any day. But that, and then I make gumbo with the bone broth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I can't just eat. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So that is probably the stunner of that clutch. I mean, there's some beautiful babies, but that is probably the stunner of the clutch right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a girl or a boy?
That's a male.
Male. So then you just got to get that over to whatever recessive project. And you know what might surprise you is like a lavender albino or an albino project with that is going to work really well.
So yes, we want to work acid into the albino project.
Yeah.
With some other darker genes.
Yeah.
So that's what we're to start working on next.
Holly, do you have my sticker?
Do you want to talk about your?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to talk about my sticker. Thank you. I want to talk about my sticker because these stickers are limited edition that I designed, and you can only get them at Arlington, Tinley, and St. Louis. And I will not be just passing them out. You have to come up to me and ask me for that sticker. So when they're gone, 16 per show. 16 per show. And so when they're gone, they're gone. We won't have any more of those. So, okay, I'm done now.
You done?
I'm done now. Yeah. I just wanted to show my sticker.
Thank you, Holly.
Thank you,
You're
Holly.
the best. Pay Hottie.
Heather's doing.
Anything else you would like to say, bud?
Me, know your numbers. I talk about it a lot. Know your numbers. And like I said, that's from the trucking side of me. And it's instilled in me, but I think that if you really know your numbers, you'll do a little bit better.
Yep.
Thank you, Don.
Yep. Yeah, you have to make a profit to go anywhere in this business. If this is going to be a business for you, you have to make a profit. If it's just a hobby, do whatever you want.
Yeah. If it's just a hobby, and if I mean, I can go on and on about that too. But if it's just a hobby, just do what you love, but still at the same time, if it's a business, do what you love too.
Right.
So just make sure what you love is kind of expensive.
Yep. Well, thank you, Jerald. Thank you for coming on, spending an hour. Well, we're at an hour and a half.
We're at an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So. Thank you for the giveaway.
Yes, thank you for the giveaway.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was shocked when you said that. I was like, wow.
I wish I could do a female. Maybe next season we'll drop a female on you.
All right.
Well, you're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. So
I don't have any plans to.
yeah. So we're to stay in contact. We're to meet up at Tinley. I'll bring you ice cold water for you. And congratulations on the sobriety. Seriously, that's awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yep.
Yeah, that is awesome. It's a hard addiction, and you beat it, and it's just as hard every day staying sober now.
Yeah.
And
well, I'll tell you another story later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear me say that Mother Elfin, Heather, came in?
I saw Heather come
Yeah.
in. Thank you, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Yeah. Again, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. We're gonna put you backstage real quick. Tell everybody good night.
Well, I think Gerald's wanting, or Will's wanting to know where Gerald's located.
Well,
Just
if
south of Chicago,
Will was listening, he would have known he's in Indiana. Will, every fucking show I gotta get on Will for something.
Will, I think Will might have been in Billy's chat, but I'm not sure.
Go ahead, Jerald.
We'll give him that one. We'll give him
We're
that
just
one.
south of Chicago on the Indiana side.
So you'd have been right next to Big D then.
Big dude.
Yeah, it's funny because I've known him since 2020 also, but we never hooked up. He actually was picking up snakes at FedEx one day, the same day I was, but I didn't recognize him. The reason I didn't recognize him because that dude is fucking tall. Yeah. I'm 5'6", and I swear to God, he's like 8'0". And I was like, I didn't recognize him. Then he got in his truck and took off, and I seen the stickers. I was like, dang, well, that sucks. But yeah, I've known him since.
Yeah, because he's right now. I think he's on the Illinois side, but he's right there on the border.
No, he's in.
He probably lives 30 minutes from.
No, at the time.
Oh,
he was on the Illinois side.
Yeah, he was on the Illinois side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he lives about 30 minutes from me. Him and God, what's that other guy's name? It's about three guys.
Son. You got father son. Does father son live down there?
I don't know. John? We were all there at the party. I don't know that anybody knew where we were. There was a lot of alcohol involved.
I think there's a dude named Six Side Reptiles. I think he lives like 10 minutes from there. Yeah. Then there's another dude. He'd have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's another Derek that lives pretty close too, like right there in that whole little circle. Yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing. You find out who's all around you. I mean,
I know.
With us, we got Melinda with Cuddle Time Critters. We have Ashley and Nikita with Pip Stalkers.
We got
we got Randy. We got Randy. We got Ryan.
Ryan from Superior Scales.
I mean, it's just amazing. You're like, holy shit, didn't know you were just down the street. I mean, two of them live 5 minutes from us.
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead, say one thing.
Don't ever talk about me talking too much ever again.
You cute.
You cute.
Yeah, so that Dirty 30's
Dirty
in.
30?
Actually, Dirty 30, I think he commented on that leopard acid the other day because he was like, what the heck is that thing? Yeah. So Ashley and Kyle, nobody is around you. You guys are in Arlington. You guys are surrounded by snake breeders down there.
We're coming that way, Ashley and Kyle. Yeah. We are.
Yeah. When we retire, we're heading down that way.
We're heading down to Kyle and Ashley's.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much. We're going to put you backstage real quick. Angie says goodbye to our audience.
I do say goodbye. First, I want to shout out again our sponsors, Recoil, Reptiles, and Gray Rider, because they are absolutely amazing. And God.
And then Texoma.
Hollywood
Texoma.
Everybody's we're so grateful.
Yeah.
You guys are so gracious, and we love you.
This podcast is coming together. I mean, it's the channel. We're getting sponsorships.
We are.
We're actually looking pretty professional now.
I got lights.
Holly told us to get a green screen. We got a green screen.
I got lights. Yeah. We're trying, guys. We're trying.
Yeah. This might not be this might not be professional, but we look professional.
No, I'm wearing my old Metallica shirt. But I love them. So it's a little faded. It's a little everything, but I love it. We love you guys. You guys show up every week, and I say it to you every week because I love you. But we will be right here doing what we love, loving what we do. Y'all keep chasing your dream. Have a good night. Love you guys.